Cannot take this anymore. Saying everything I've said before. All these words, they make no sense. I find bliss in ignorance. Less I hear, the less you say. You'll find that out anyway. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room. So clear. Wish I could find a way to disappear. All these thoughts, they make no sense. I found bliss in ignorance. Nothing seems to go away. Over and over again. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to break.
A little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. I am what I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So I let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored.
A little bit insecure, a little unconfident, cause you don't understand to do what I can, but sometimes I don't make sense. I am what you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. No, hear me out now. You're gonna listen to me like it or not. Right now, hear me out now. You're gonna listen to me like it or not. Right now. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. I can't feel It's just one of those days where you don't wanna wake up. Everything is fucked, everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you wanna justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome to F1 Cockpit Racing with round 3 here in season 6. I am your commentator Captain Foxy, and let's have a look down to our calendar. 7th of November. Today it is Japan with a 100% race up our sleeve. As qualifying is about to load, I will immediately load into it and then run through the standings all throughout the grid. It is a one-shot qualifying, so it really is no time for any mistakes. One lap go basically, and through it we have to see who comes out on top tonight in the qualifying session. So it is quite an important one here in tonight's session. It's obviously also a no assist league, so it is cockpit view, as the league says. No assist at all, no racing, no nothing, no track control, no ABS, just like the cars intended to be driven in real life. Just that, of course, in the simulator it might just be a bit more difficult, so it really comes down to the T on who can manage. We're waiting for the players to set their setup up, set their car up for this one shot. Someone click goes in 30 seconds or less. We will see the cars out on track. I will have to switch through the cameras as fast as I could because the top could switch just so fast. We will mostly focus on who is taking the top spot tonight. With 100% race, we also have to look forward to who gets the strategy correct on this 53 lap race. It is about 2.5 hours long, so looking forward to a long night, of course, with the quality session having set to be shortened, so the drivers won't have to spend as much time. So we have already a Ferrari with the top speed going into turn 1 and 2 now. Just about careful there. Through the S's now. It seems a bit slow, and yeah, he has left the session, so now we're looking at PFM versus Diego Black Shark on the exit. Here we go, that is nice through Dunlop, now through the Degner 1, quite a sweeping ride. Then McLaren Chris Racing takes it as out the top with the Chrome McLaren. Degner 2 now under the bridge, 2 was to happen. Still with Hernanos behind, who last time round DNF due to a puncture. That was a good happen, a bit on the re-end loss, missing the apex just slightly bit, but that is racing now through 1 that is 2 for the R. Now through Spoon, basically flat, just a little lift through the second part of Spoon, and now it's a long straight down towards 130R, the corner that everybody knows. Here's a mini map. So the bottom long, fast left hand, and these cars flat easily. Now through the final chicane, the triangle of death, also known. Here we go onto the curb. Chris Racing keeps the car together. It is McLaren looking to be inside. Takes the ABS open now, and this is McLaren by half a second. That is pole position with Hernano in the kick Sauber behind, and then PFM 21 being 3/10 behind as well. So in one shot quality really sees just how easy it is to lose that tiny bit of time. So basically half a second for P1, P2. Chris Racing managed to get that lap cleanly together, and then it is all slightly bit downhill from there with Hernano staying also in the 127, and then that's out of the 27s into the 28s. Unfortunate to be said, having to be said. So it is. Let's run you down with Chris Racing in McLaren with 127.4, gets pole position with Fernando and Nicky Sauber, 127.9, 0.479 seconds behind. That's nearly half a second then with PFM 21 in the second McLaren, 128.2, 7 tenths behind the leader. Forrest Jump in the Alpine had a good race in China, puts himself in P4 with a 128.3. Then it's Warwood with a 121.0, and from then it seems to be a bit downhill with Diego Blackjack, who looked up the first sector with a 129.6. Then Petrocam 129.8, Ricky Stinky in the in P8. But of course, we will run you down one more time throughout the grid. So there should be a formation lap in tonight's race. It seems to be very dry, barely any clouds, just slightly cloudy there. That's a good sign that maybe towards the end of the race we might see some switch up with weather. But if we're a 100% race and a good weather like this, it is pretty blue, the sky. Seems to be we are quite good to go. So Zeno in the Ferrari has joined now, sadly having to miss out quali. EA is having some sort of issues currently, so it is to be said to be seen that we might have some issues altogether throughout the race. Hopefully in the 100% race we might not have any DNFs, but I am not promising anything. Waiting for the drivers. As I run you down through the Suzuka track, first Grand Prix had in 1987, with already a bit of drama back then between Senna and Prost. It is a track with a lot of drama behind it. Number of laps 53. It will be the whole Grand Prix tonight as well, with a circuit length of 5.807 kilometers, and the fastest lap held by Kimi Antonelli, 130.965. We already saw that be blown out of proportion race distance, 307 kilometers. So it is quite a long race, but one to be seen for sure. So let's run you down through our competitors. That's a bit loud. It is in P1, held by Chris Racing in the McLaren, followed by Hermanos, and then PFM 21. That's our top 3 so far. Let's put this a bit quieter, but like an interesting one. So from P4 it is the Alpine of Forrest Jump, followed by Walworth the Mercedes, then Diego Blackjack in the Red Bull, followed by Petrocam in the Haas, then Ricky Stinicki in the Alpine, running in the Racing Bulls, and Satin Penna in the Ferrari. Then in P11, out of the top 10, we have the Mercedes of Rich Alman, followed by No Assist in the Haas, and Frankie in the second Racing Bull. I believe Stroll is here as a replacement for now, as we lost a driver, followed by Irocchio in P15, with Diego Sim driving 16th. 17th is Entiazino, who has left during the qualifying session, but we'll see come back in the race. Then in 18th is Mitandir in the Red Bull. Andrew, one of the fastest drivers in the league, out of shock, is down in second to last place in quali, I believe, having not done a perfect one. And in last place, following the grid, is Dance in the Aston Martin, hopefully looking forward to have a good race. So it is the McLaren about to take it away here. Here we are. Formation that comes to an end. We had one disqualification of a Haas. Petrochem was that on worn a coat size. 4-5 flights. Here in Suzuka, and it's a mediocre start for the top runners, but that is the second McLaren. Nobody nearly side by side, but the Kickstarter keeps the position up. So now down to P. Oh, there's a car off. There's a few cars off. What is going on in the back? There's a Mercedes off. There's all sorts of. There's a Ferrari without a front wing. There's a Williams on the front wing. And now through the S's, we're going over side by side a little bit. That is huge issues between a few good runners here. Front wing damage altogether, but up in the front, it was a good stop by Chris Racer. He keeps the lead up, but what is that going wide? Nearly. You lose it at the end there. And that is Dance off again. That's also the Ferrari of Zeno falling down the grid a little bit. Yeah, yellow flag has been already deployed for a bit under turn 1. That was quite a dramatic. That's Irocchio in the back having to recover with little to no wing on that Williams. Now look at that, we have quite a bit of battle here. Stroll, of course, is holding up the grid as classic Stroll would. But it doesn't seem that Stettenpenner takes us too much time getting past Lance Stroll. So Mitandri behind also. There's a bit of damage all over in the second half of the grid. With the kick Sauber behind of Andrew also suffering just slightly bit of front wing damage on the right hand side. That's interesting to see. But let's bring out our tire detail on what tires everyone started on. Mostly mediums and softs, with one exception of Ricky Stanicki going on a hard compound. Stroll has been overtaken by Mitandi. There we go. We have a few cars pitting now. I believe those are all the cars who have suffered from damage. Not quite as likely to see. So let's go through lap 1 drama. It is quite a few cars who win out of it, but it is Irocchio, Ronin, Stettenpenner, and Vichardman who lose out their 6 positions lost, 6 positions lost, 9 positions lost, and Irocchio losing it out in 5. That's from a Ferrari off. That's who is that off? There's penalties being served. That is Zeno in the barrier. That is a virtual safety car being called out on the track. A virtual safety car, and that's already 2 laps in. Oh dearie me, that is quite a race to look forward to tonight. Zeno, the square for the station, parked in a dangerous location. That is quite unfortunate. Zeno has not gone through with his luck tonight. Well, sad to see that. Walworth drive-through penalty for speeding out of the VSC. That is a very good start by Chris Racing. Already having gapped Nano by 1.3 seconds in the back. Walworth started to lose out a little bit there as well. Here we have a battle between him and Vicky Stanicki. Through the back straight. Through the back stretch. No DS on this straight. It will only be on the main straight. You only have 1 DS on this track, and through 130, yeah, it seems the distance is there. But look at the Haas off, no assist, trying to find its way through as well. That was a good shot out of 130R. Those soft compounds really do be looking for. There's a car in the pits. That is Walworth probably serving his penalty if I'm not certain. But here we go. We might see no assist make himself visible for turn 1. Not quite an overtake opportunity there, but on the track it has slightly calmed down. We have 2 battles going on right now. The one we were on board with, and here for P10 between the final penalty, pardon me, points position between the Williams of Diego Sim driver and Smitandir in the Red Bull. Vichardman speeding in the pit lane. Another penalty suffered there. Sad to say, that is not optimal to see. We might see a battle for P4 for the podium as well, starting to brew up. There he is in the DS distance for his jump off PFM 21. The McLaren could be under pressure a little bit. 9/10. The DS detection load is way farther behind. It is after 130R, but it is looking good for the McLaren. He's just slightly bit. If he has the battery to his advantage, he really needs to use it now. But he is charging a little bit, so he's not really using it. So first jump keeps it in the DS distance. We might actually see now a first attempt made with DS. Let's see how through the triangle, through 16 and 17. That was a good entry by the Alpine. Way better than what the McLaren did. That's a good exit out there. First jump now. with the DS. Chris Racing doesn't fasten up the race so far. But it's quite a gap there. But for P9, this could actually be a good battle out of the final corner. DS available for the Haas, not for the Alpine. Tucks in the slipstream, looks for the inside. Quite aggressive there, and makes it before the corner starts. Careful with the understeer, keeps it together and goes past. The soft runner makes it look easy and compared to the hard runner of Ricky Stanicki. Up in front for his jump has gained with it. He has quite a bit. Frankie as well. He's half a second to Petrocam in P6, who had started with quite suboptimal tires after being disqualified of not putting his car perfectly in the grid box. Here we see for final position running versus Satin Penna. Satin Penna was slightly involved in a few incidents at the start of the race and could be looking to maybe start his build up. A long race to go. Really, anything could still happen. We could see Satin Penna do a last to first. Here we go. Goes for the inside, and with that, yes, makes it look just as easy. Easy as eating cake, as they say. And the Ferrari is passed up into P18. For P9, we might have Ricky Stanicki still looking at the back of that Haas. After being passed last time round, maybe we could see a revenge overtake back. In the back also, we have the Red Bull staying just close enough to the Williams. This time could be looking easy. The Williams are on the medium compound versus the soft compound of the Red Bull. The Red Bull has all the advantage he needs. Plus the DS, plus battery. Let's see what he can do. Not an optimal exit by the Red Bull, but look at that slingshot with the DS. Will the Williams go defensive? The Williams sticks to his line and the Red Bull takes it just like that. Goes past the P10. Has to be careful. Track limited. It's quite easy. Just go a little bit wide out of turn 1 there. But keeps it together. Up back in the back. Same thing. Warwood and Stroll doing a little dance here. Stroll really isn't holding up well with the actual drivers here. The AI just seems to be struggling a little bit. Whoever is supposed to be the second Aston Martin still has a chance to join in and take control of Stroll. I don't know if you really want that, knowing how he is in real life, but we don't accept any Stroll slander here. That is quite not acceptable. P7, Frankie is staying on the rear end of the Haas of Petrocam. The Haas really have quite an interesting race start here behind them. So we're looking forward to what the two Haas drivers can do. They've been already involved in a bit of battle at the start. Satin Penn, on the other hand, also has already put himself on the rear end of Vichalman with those fresh tires and fixed damage. Vichalman also with that damage needs to look that he doesn't get too much out of focus, but I believe that is what will happen now. So through the Dagness, bit of a difficult corner to overtake. Of course, by nature, with the sweeping corners, it's a bit difficult. We already see some grass lines on the asphalt there. Oh, the Tokyo drifting by the Mercedes, and that's a done and dusted move by the Ferrari. Looking for the down under, but no, the Mercedes doesn't take it that easy. Doesn't let go that easy through 230R. Up towards Spoon. Spoon is not really in the corner to overtake. Going step by step here is a bit difficult. At the exit of Spoon now could be a chance for Ferrari. Could be looking to get past. Of course, knowing that the DS attack zone is after 130R. We're gonna see what they do. So towards 130R, the Ferrari stays behind. He knows when to attack. Towards the final chicane we go. And here could be easily done by the Ferrari. Bit of a iffy corner entry there, going quite nearly beaching himself on the curb, but the Mercedes goes slightly bit defensive, but returns to its racing line, and the Ferrari looks to the inside. And with that DS, makes it look easy, challenging back the battery. Of course, very needed in a race like this. Up in the front, we already could be seeing the first time we see the podium setters battling between Forest Jump and PFM 21. Through the chicane, the Alpine has everything on its side to help him. Both on the mediums. Alpine with the DS open, with a McLaren defend, sticks to its line. The Alpine moves out last second and goes past. Again, that is, I believe, the hotspot for overtakes between cars. There's a car around. That's Vichalman. Vichalman retired from the race, and that is a full safety car. Full safety car deployed. So in 7 laps we had 1 virtual safety car, 1 full safety car, 2 retirements, and heaps of drama already. That is what I call hard racing here in Cockpit Racing. Again, reminding every new viewer, this league allows no assist and has forced cockpit view. So on a track like Suzuka, it really is quite noticeable when you do drive without that T-cam that many esports drivers use. But seems to be that the drivers are taking it quite well. Turn 1 was quite a tricky corner to get right as the race started, and it was shown that with the drama that happened with a few cars contact and most wings being deployed at the end there, it really was quite an interesting one. Sector 2, so that's a caution that was caused by retirement in Mercedes. So we have 1 Ferrari, 1 Mercedes out already off the Grand Prix tonight. Suzuka, pardon me about that. Stroll, absolute key driver here, got himself up into P12 after having started in P14. Stroll is one driver that I would look out as a commentator, but also as a viewer. So we have box by Chris Racing goes on the hard. We have Hermanos who went also on the hard, and PFM is now going in. This will be a double stop also on the hard. So we have hard runners, the medium runners have pitted, have gone on the hard for I believe a 2-stop strategy, while Forrest Jump decides it's not the time yet for pit stops. He will be on slightly worn tires coming out to the drivers behind, so let's see. Maybe the mediums still have peak tire life in them, still being up in the green, so the fresh hards, as much as they're fresh, might still not be faster than the mediums right now. On the other hand, this could be a free stop depending on what the strategy did look like for the drivers. I am thinking that this could be a 2-stop race depending on the actual strategy that Forrest Jump is following. With the now drivers who have pitted now, 2-stop could still be working if it be a medium hard race. Maybe depending on how the race will go, we might even see medium hard medium to the cars behind, but seeing that there were the soft compounds at the start of the race as well, we could be looking at a medium hard soft race for Forrest Jump, while Chris Racing and everyone behind who has pitted looks for a medium hard medium hard compound race. It is really, in a race like this, mostly on-track battles aren't the main focus point. It really is what the strategy does look like according to the drivers. Now with the sudden safety car start, which already jumps the strategies are a little all over the place. We have basically a few cars who have pitted between the 2nd to 4th place going on fresh hards. Then we have Diego and Petrocam going on fresh mediums, interestingly enough. And Frankie, who followed on the hards, Dance who followed on the mediums, Noah's hards, Mitrande on the mediums, and then 2 hards by Walwood and Andrew, and 1 medium by Sentinel. Sentinel has pitted again. He's already on the 2. He's already pitted twice. If we go back on the stops, Andrew and Sentinel, who were involved in a bit of lap 1 drama, have already pitted twice in 9 laps. Their race could be looking for up to a 4 to even 5 stop race, depending on how much more drama we have in this race. Out of 20 cars, out of a full grid, we only lost 2. So quite an interesting one. Stroll is a benchmark, which I definitely do want to keep an eye on. Stroll as an AI, they have their stops basically programmed to the driver. Knowing the game, the AI always is either on the perfect strategy or a nearly perfect strategy. So Stroll is a car that I definitely keep an eye on, but is it actually Stroll in the car? Could just be a glitch that maybe the player has already gained control. That does look like AI controls. Let's have a look by the telemetry. That is definitely an AI. I don't think a human can move that fast. So Stroll, car to look out for. Stroll knows its stuff. Stroll does know its stuff. Still on the softs. So we have about 10 laps on the softs already behind us. And Stroll doesn't seem to be to see that it might seem to be too early for the stops or too late. So Stroll really can't look forward to. Still a safety car. If this will be the final lap behind the safety car, as the whole grid has caught up here in Japan, Suzuka, as all the flags of the grandstand show where we are. Japan really is quite a country notorious for racetracks, because not far from where we are currently is the Fuji racetrack, Mount Fuji racetrack, where the VEC 8 Hours of Fuji, I believe 6 Hours of Fuji, is held. But also other events like the Super GT and pardon me, Super Formula and other Japanese racing groups do race, where even F1 raced on there with the 2008 Grand Prix between Massa and Robert Kubica. An interesting battle in the wet, where back then when track limits really wasn't a big issue. We saw hard racing there in real life, those two drivers pushing themselves over the limits everywhere. Absolute hard racing. So Japan, really a track known for its racing, has racing coursing through its blood, with all different race types going on in Japan as well, between drift events, toga, and all so on. Quite a country with a lot of history behind it, but with we talking about the history of Japan, we are coming to an end of the safety car period, of the first safety car period, and it is the Alpine of Forrest Jump who will lead off the grid with slightly worn mediums, followed by 3 cars of fresh softs, and then a few cars on worn tires. It is quite interesting to see what we might see here today. So it is the Alpine about to lead off the grid. Locked controls, but he can decide how he managed to pace. So let's let that engine roll. That was a great stop by Forrest Jump, slightly getting Chris caught napping, and then they're still slightly weaving to get temperatures in, and there's a McLaren off. Where is PFM going to rejoin? Stays in P4, but Ricky Stanicki got a good jump there, following through the S's. Good camera here, we've really shown us how close to the limit they go. Keeping it together. No, the Alpine commentator's curse goes through the Aramco billboard. Oh, careful the wheel spin. And with Lance Stroll right behind, let's see what the AI might think of doing here. Stays behind for now, but that was a slight mistake. There's a bigger mistake in the back. That is... Who is going there in the back? That was, I believe, Dan's going wide, but going back to the inside. That is Mercedes all over the place. Absolutely misjudged the brakes. Goes off the hairpin of turn 11. And sadly rejoins down in last place. Lance Stroll is fighting against no assist. No assist keeps the position for now. Lance Stroll is on the soft. There is cars going off slightly bit here and there. That Red Bull really does seem quite on edge as well. That easily Red Bull off Mitrandia, followed by Andrew. But this could be a freeway battle. Down 130 out. We have a Williams going side by side with the Ferrari of Stettin Penner. Not quite, but up in front. Stroll got overtaken by the Red Bull, but the Red Bull got caught absolutely mistaken there. Oh, Andrew goes to the back of Lance Stroll. Andrew is missing left-hand side of the wing, and I believe he's also missing a bit on the right-hand side. He is missing both end plates. Andrew is suffering from a bit of damage there, going into the back of Lance Stroll. Sad to see there, but Chris is not letting go of our new lead of the race for his jump. And so we might see something brewing up here for P6, which will become P5 as Diego versus Diego. Black Shark versus Diego Sim Driver. Going up to the hairpin, the Red Bull follows suit, looking for an exit, for the better exit on there, but couldn't keep the traction going. The Williams had way better traction off the corner there and keeps it for now. But really, that slipstream plus battery keeps that Red Bull still in contention through spoons now. There's another yellow flag through sector 2. There is another Aston Martin off dance off. Caught again under braking, I believe that was. That happen really does catch quite a few drivers off. The braking, brake migration slash brake bias really is quite a tough one to get as tire wear becomes a play here. But let's have a back look on the Red Bull with Williams, as now Petrocam and Frankie have joined in as well. They're now available again for all the drivers. This is a Red Bull who could take that chance, maybe make a free wide with the Haas, but 2SM1 just not close enough and stays there. With Diego Estrella as well, he hasn't put it under safety. Got him get himself up 11 places, up into P5. But up in front we have Chris still staying in that half a second gap, even closer now. That's closer than last lap. We also have Andrew in the back pitting from that damage that he suffered. But that's a mistake by Forrest Jump, and that's a great move by Chris Racing. Planning that move just perfectly there. That's gone wide though by the McLaren. Could get the traction out running, but the Alpine has been caught just on the curb. No acceleration obviously out if you bottom out. Sad to say that that's what happened for our old leader. Now we have Chris back as the leader, where he belongs. He knows himself. Quite a driver to be looking. He was last round champion. So look at what Chris Racer can do again. With the Alpine following quite close, and in the back we still have this battle for P6 with the probably P5 with Diego still keeping the second Diego behind, and Petrocam and Frankie just staying in that gap as well. But obviously such a long race ahead. Do you want to risk going for those moves and then cook your tires, or do you just want to follow your strategy? Just really looks at Williams has the straight line speed with the airs. The Red Bull does have no way through it behind there. Through the SS now we go. Sector 1, the east side of the track. Goes quite well through here, no suffering. That 30 can be quite tricky, and Frankie nearly was a passenger of that 30 and nearly going on the grass there. We have Warward pitting as well, so Andrew could just come out ahead. Maybe have a battle for last place for 17th. Bring up here, the Mercedes is out the pit lane, and Andrew has passed with a bit of a margin, but here we go, pretty happy. We have a four-way car, four-way battle through here. Chris Racing has also checked out for the lead so far. Forrest Jump doesn't seem to be able to follow closely with those warm mediums. Through spoons, it is still Diego Williams. Also the Diego Sim Driver up in P5 with Diego Black Shark following. Then Petrocam. They're following through passengers. They know how to plan the battles correctly. Don't want to risk too much, but here we go. The Red Bull does it down the inside. Oh, with a little bit of drama following, but he also says yes because he did that move, but after the detection zone. But does the Williams have the straight line speed? They are side by side. There's Petrocam also in the back, following the slipstream, looking for the inside. Petrocam follows through and says thank you very much. That was an amazing overtake by Petrocam, and with Black Sharks sent on the inside, just on the edge of legality, I believe, as well. We also have for P10 the overtake. Oh, pardon me, something just connected on my end. We have the Ferrari of Penna, who was down in last place for before the safety. So good recovery race by the Ferrari there. As I said, long race. We don't know yet how it will end up, but Penna really does know how to keep it calm. He just got past on the straight with the S, but he is all over the rear end of that Haas. He knows he is faster. He just needs to plan. Nearly looking for Degner too. The Degner really is quite a prominent look for an overtake, but did not quite work. Thought it happened. It could be worthy that noteworthy that the happen could be a good look for an overtake down your braking point, but you really need to plan your grip perfectly. But there we go. The Ferrari says no, thank you. Not yet. Through spoons. He's on the inside. He locks the front left, but he keeps the grip up and running to go back up into P10. That is an amazing race so far by the Ferrari. He's recovered back to its starting position, but the Haas definitely will not let go yet. Through 130R. Now for the detection zone, the Haas is right there. So is the V-Carb of Ronin. Can the Italian of Penna follow keep that Ferrari up and running in P10? But there, look, goes defensive all the way up to the pit wall. The Haas goes for the outside. The V-Carb nearly tries to follow, but there is done and dusted by the Haas. He's gone through, and now the Ferrari needs to invent itself another way past. Look into maybe how to do it this time. And it is still quite a bit of fate. There's a penalty by Dance, 3-second time penalty. That was through turn 1. And Lance Stroll following through in P16. Looking at maybe that strategy might not have worked out the best. The Ferrari is struggling a little bit. The V-Cab nearly having a look through Degner 2. Again, it is an opportunity. You see an opening, you want to take it, but you know that it's a bit difficult to take it. Oh, the V-Cab blade on the brakes. And the Ferrari tries it again on the exit off the hairpin. Goes for the outside, longer way around. Might be difficult to keep the speed up, but he uses the battery and does the exact same thing he did last lap, back up to P10. And we might see a repeat on the main straight again between the Haas and the Ferrari. But the V-Carb of Running is just all there as well. Towards 130R, and it is quite a battle here for the midfield, for the final points position. And it is the Haas looking again for that overtake out of the final corner. There's a good traction zone by the Ferrari, but let's have a look at the straight lane speed difference. Using all of its battery, goes for the outside and touches the grass as well, but keeps its traction up and running and back up into P10. These two are swapping positions lap after lap. So now up for P8 as well. We still have a battle here. Diego, student driver, after being in P5 for quite a while, started to let go of the group in front. Ricky Sanicki, though, needs to find his way past, because he's also using touch with it to the drivers ahead. Let's see if the Ferrari does it again. Out of the exit that happened, Rocchio has joined up this battle as well. These two are straight, but hey, look at the V-Cup down the inside. There's contact. There is contact, and the Ferrari tries it again for the outside out of 230R. And he's done it again. He's done it again. He's gone back past. Is this going to be a reoccurring theme for the race? The Ferrari keeping the traction up and running out of the hairpin. Goes for the outside of 230R and then up to the Spoons complex. And then it's the Haas all over again. Back up to the Ferrari. Might we see a difference here? Not quite. It's still the same old. Going through the final chicane. Again, Ferrari leading off this train. And no assist. He's using its battery and dares again, but that is an aggressive defense maneuver by the Ferrari. And the Haas looks for the inside this time. Goes back past easily. That DS really is just like a breeze in the wind. And so towards the S's, there's a yellow flag. That is Andrew collision with, I believe, Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll has damage. Lance Stroll suffered a bit of damage, but it is better for P10. Again, the Haas back up in front with the Ferrari following through, and the Williams off, pardon me, the V-Cabs off running, just following through. Oh, look at that! Rocchio this time looking to get the traction out of Dagner 2. What will the Ferrari do? The Ferrari is looking. Oh, there's a big mistake by the Haas, and it will be once again through 230 yard. The Ferrari on the outside, and this time the Haas goes defensive. The Haas uses the battery, and the Ferrari didn't go past. Incredible! A change in the matrix. They are breaking the habit. Through now the back straight. The Ferrari is this time behind. What would the Ferrari do? If he goes past before the DS detection zone, it will basically be same old still. But no, he has DS this time. The V-Cap goes wide. The Ferrari nearly looks for the inside. The Williams looks for the inside. But none of them go through with it. So now, the Ferrari could have a chance to go past. And that's no assist. Uses everything in its power to stay in front. Oh, the car's going up towards the pit wall. And it is no straight line speed by the Ferrari. Absolutely nothing there. That Haas is faster than the Ferrari. If it's said in real life, that's quite a shocking turn of event. But it is equal performances. So, really important to say. But through the S's, and it's again the Haas leading with the Ferrari back, running following, and that was a slight mistake by the Williams in the back I saw. But he kept the car together. Look at the possible battles on the rest of the track. We have Andrew and Dance switching. That is through the S's, and I've missed that. That would have been awesome. But through the hairpin, the Ferrari seems to have this time too much distance to the Haas. No assists. Has started to push a little bit harder on those hards. Those mediums off. The Ferrari are starting to drop off just slightly bit, so we are not anymore in that same habit that we were before. The Ferrari now follows through. It doesn't seem like that the Ferrari has the straight line. There's a yellow flag in the back. That is, who is that? That was a McLaren of PFM, I believe. Anyway, back to the battle with the... Oh dear, we've missed it. The V-Cap has gone past the Ferrari through 130R. But does the Ferrari have the speed to the V-Cap? He is following through. He doesn't have it. The Ferrari just lacks in straight line speed towards turn 1. He lets look for the outside. Can he keep the traction? Oh dear, wheel to wheel towards turn 3. Incredible. The Ferrari goes back up. That was beautiful. Satin Penner gets that traction out of turn 2 and gets himself back up to P11. Incredible. And focuses his view back onto the Haas. He's looking. Dagner 1 side by side. Oh, it heads an hard break. It's not well. It's not good. 2 pounds short. And he is down in P13. That was quite a risky overtake maneuver there. And he had paid the price. The stewards will have to decide on that one after the race. If it's worthy for a penalty or not, depending on who. But that is just heartbreak. The Ferrari drops down to P13. Can he manage to bring it back to the train? If he does, he will have the chance to fight again against the Haas, but the Haas had everything in its control to stay in front, and luckily he didn't sustain much problems out of it. Towards the chicane now, and that's a V-Car taking the role of the Ferrari in this battle here. Same tires for those cars, the hard compounds. So towards the straight, DS for the V-Cup. Does he have the straight lane speed, or does the Haas use everything that's battery to stay in front? He kinda does. The V-Cup just had a little bit of overspeed. Can the V-Cup do what the Ferrari did around the outside? Not quite. Follows through. 21 laps out of 53 in this Japanese Grand Prix. It is an amazing battle here for P10. Currently going through. Up in the lead, Chris Racing has checked out after getting past for his jump after the safety car. He is incredibly well on form for the win. But there's a kick Sauber round. Who is it? It's Andrew. Andrew is round. Has he suffered damage? We will have a see. And kick Sauber seems just fine. Andrew is getting out of shape here in Japan. And through here, the Ferrari is back in contention for the battle of P10. Interesting to see. Let's have a look at the tire compounds for anyone who joined in soon after the safety car. We have in P10 notices on the freshest tires with the Haas. But look at the V-Cap down the inside of 130R. The Ferrari tried it on the outside. Has the inside now for the the outside for the chicane. Oh, that was a bit of floor touching there if it happened. The Haas follows through. We know that Haas has an incredible straight lane speed. So how easy or difficult will it be for the Haas to get past down the inside through turn 1? They're still side by side. Who can keep the traction? The nose is still there by the Haas. Out of turn 2. Are they still side by side? No, it's a V-Cup up in front. The V-Cup changed this battle, and running is up into P10. Andrew retires from the race in the pit lane. That will not cause any drama, hopefully, for any of the other drivers. We lost another car, 3 retirements. Oh, there's the Haas, there's a Williams going wide. Oing, dearie me. And the Ferrari of Sandpatter couldn't take advantage of that mistake. Stays down in P13, but his tires will start to give out. There we go, there is a tire starting to give out. As we are in the midst of the race here in Japan. Slight intermission now. Quick nose blowing break for the commentator. I'll be right back. As coming back, I saw 2 cars change positions. It was between the Ferrari and the Haas. No, this is back up to the P10 after an amazing DS opportunity. Planning for the slight black screen there for a second. Had to tab out, and that breaks the stream a little bit. But the Haas is back up to the P10 with Sandpatter having to manage to fight as well back up to the P12. There he is in the back of this freeway car train. Towards to happen. Could the Ferrari have a look? We know that the key part of the Ferrari is it's good out of corner exit due to the high wings. And here he likes to use his battery because it's quite an unusual spot for an overtake. But for now stays behind through spoons. We have a yellow flag through the final corner. That is a Aston Martin. And it's Stroll. It's Lance Stroll. As Lance Stroll parks it in the middle of the chicane. He was involved in a little incident. Does the same damage, but Lance Stroll drops down with nearly a minute to P16. Back up in front for P10, we still have the Haas, the V-Cup, the Ferrari battling for that position. Battling to just see how far they can get here. But it just seems that Haas just has that has that straight line speed and the confidence into turn 1. It just does not seem like there could be anywhere for the battle for to be touched into turn 1, a hotspot for overtakes, and it just doesn't seem the Ferrari, the Haas could be anywhere close to be to there, as towards Spoons. Pardon me there for the little break, for the little mental break. Having some issues on my end. We will be right back with the transmission. We will be right back with ya in a split. And we are back. We are back. Pardon me there. For the hairpin, no assist has been taken by the V-Carb. Incredible there. 130 does seem to be a good hotspot for the V-Cap, but now down the main straight we have the Ferrari of Satin Penna looking to have a look towards turn 1, getting on cockpit, going on T-cam, going a bit wide, missing the apex towards the S's. Let's see how it looks and driver perspective, left and right, followed by a left here again, then another right-hander. It is quite a sweeping complex, easy to overcook the tires through here. So the Haas is slightly bit wobbly through there. And we have Forest Jump up in the pits. Forest Jump is in the pit lane. I believe sadly I might have tipped something there. I apologize if I did. I do apologize. On this mid parts of the race, having slight issues. Ronan still up there. Camera's having a bit of a interesting view there. And it is Forest Jump who put it for his first stop of the race. 26 laps in, nearly about a halfway mark. And wow, look at that. The Alpine is absolutely pushing it through there, getting temperatures in those hard compounds. And it does look like a one-stop. It is a one-stop by the Alpine. Also PFM, but the McLaren has put it with the medium compounds, so we might be seeing not also one stop there. Pardon me, a two stop, as they have put it under the safety car. Up in the lead, we still have Chris checking out. Hernano is now up there as well, up into P2 with Forest Jump has pitted. Blue flags are being waved. That is Lance Stroll being lapped. And nearly giving opportunity to Ferrari there as well. That is an interesting race between that AI. Lance Stroll had a good start to the race, but it just doesn't seem like he after that slight contact with a driver, I believe that was Andrew. It did really look at that he started falling. But oh, look at the Haas absolutely pushing those pushing that hard compound. 18 laps. It's one of the drivers with the least amount of laps in this battle here. Running on the more used hard, manages to keep the momentum better up and running. Out of Spoon's corner, it's still up with P10. Satin Penna is just right there, but doesn't seem to be able to get anywhere closer. In the back, Warwood has caught to the Williams, and caught to the Williams fast. We could see an easy overtake by the Mercedes, and maybe himself putting it up into this battle here for the battle for P10, as Satin Penna has gone past the Haas with a bit of a mistake. The Haas has lost quite a bit. Warwood got himself up into P13 as well, getting himself close to the Haas. What is going on to the Haas? He is dropping down quite rapidly. But the Ferrari stays behind Ronin. Up in front for P5 we have Diego, who got passed by PFM after he pitted just a few laps prior. Pardon me. Through 130R. And it is the Red Bull following a little bit through there, but not quite. On the other hand, the Haas of Novasis has absolutely lost all confidence in that Haas. Novasis really cannot bring those compounds further than lap 18 laps, as all the grip seems to be struggling. There's a yellow flag. That's a Red Bull. Red Bull of Mitrandi. Is that a puncture? Is that a puncture? He's punctured, I believe. Back up and running. No, no puncture, just no wing. Might have been caught out by a curb. Not quite sure what has happened there, but Mitrandi definitely to retrieve that Red Bull back into the pit lane. Hopefully with not too much drama. But 4P10, Satin Pennas back up the battle for you. But look in the back. That's the Haas going aggressively defensive. 4-1 the Mercedes. Might have to overspeed there. Side per side, that's contact. That's the brief line. That's damage for the Haas. The Haas has damage. That's still the Red Bull causing a bit of a ruckus in the middle sector. It does seem that the Red Bull does struggle to get that car through. And that is the Haas absolutely out of the contention for the battle now. Struggling through the first sector, absolutely the damage there. That's how much a little end plate damage can do in this game is incredible. Through the jump of F124, where nearly a whole wing of damage didn't do much, as Mitrandi and Stroll nearly battled there. I believe that was a bit of a mistake, as Stroll is still 55 seconds back. 4P10, it is still a battle between Satin Penna and Ronin. The V-Cup get himself easily back up there into the points battle, but then struggling to keep the Ferrari behind us. The Satin Penna has found all the pace in the world again in that Ferrari after that contact with no assist through Degner 1. But now we go through the hairpin of the chicane, the triangle. As there's a Red Bull, that's a Red Bull without the front wing going on the pit lane, and I believe Stroll will have an official overtake back in this race. But the Ferrari now looks for the inside, but the space diminished, and the Ferrari saw it and gave up. And that is the Red Bull who we just saw enter the pit lane, retire from the race. Another soul has been taken by the Japanese ghost of the Suzuka track. For lap 30 out of 53. 24 laps to go. We are further than the halfway point in this race, and I'm taking a little bit of a hydration break. Wow. Very much needed. That's pardon me about that. Very much needed. It's a long race like this. Commentators on real life as well have a mute button, which I sadly don't have set up. So when they drink, it won't be hearable like me. But we are back into the P10 battle. Still looking on here. This is currently one of the most interesting battles happening for the race. These three switched up. Was 4 with no assist, but no assist because of damage. It's time to lose out. But there we go. Look at the Mercedes up in the back there, and I'm seeing it for P7, Frankie and Petrocam, pardon for P6, that they are together in under a second, and it's closing in fast. It was just at the end of the straight. The first V-car battling for a better position, while his teammate is in a war zone, a literal war zone between the Ferrari and the Mercedes-Benz, who are on fresher, better mediums. But Satin Penna's mediums are coming to an end soon. He has to look to pit one more time in this race, doing a 3-stop strategy, while our drivers up in front are doing a 1 to 2 stops. Forrest Jump being one of the 1-stop drivers. PFM has put on the safety, so doing a 2-stop. So did Chris Racer, but Chris seems to be confident in those hearts so far. 23 laps, that's still in the green zone for the tire, so quite a long race to go for them. 4P10, the Mercedes of Valwood found pace, but did start to struggle now in the dirty air. As obviously it is expected. This game is quite harsh with the dirty air, quite realistic. So that is interesting to say. I'm looking at the mini-map between Frankie and Petrocam. They're going for the final chicane now on the exit. That is half a second. That is just enough to maybe have a look. Both the VCAP charges back on the battery. The Haas still charges the battery. Looking for the outside, but not there. Looking to maybe put the Haas in a mistake. But now with the second VCAP going into the final chicane, with the Ferrari being very much up there for the battle. And that is a pit stop. That is a pit stop. And Saint Penner doesn't respond. 28 laps on the hard compound is, I believe, expected in this race then. Saint Penner on the hard mediums, so is quite literally on the end of those tight laps. Diego Sim, who has been on those mediums since the start of the race. Diego hasn't pitted, I believe. Diego is still on the starting mediums, as is Ricky Stanicki on the starting hards. As this race does seem to be a... Oh, there is a Aston Martin off into turn 4 at 5. What is going on with the Aston Martin? Bit of damage suffered there, but no puncture. No puncture there. He's back up and running. Where's Lance Stroll? Will Lance Stroll be able to catch his teammates? Lance Stroll still running with that damage. It's been running since, I believe, lap 20 or less. Lance Stroll has doing a 2-stop strategy. Soft, medium, I believe, is its strategy. It's an AI, obviously, so its thinking is a bit different than average. As we see the Aston Martin of Dance having issues, Lance Stroll really might have a chance to get himself up into P15. As the Aston Martin decides Rallycross is the way. And rejoins at the end of the chicane. There is Lance Stroll at the bottom of the screen. Lance Stroll joins in. Absolutely breathtaking. The two Aston Martins. Will Lance Stroll be able to fight his teammate? Absolutely in shambles. Lance Stroll goes up into P15. Incredible Lance Stroll action in this race. Absolutely shown great performance. Started P14, sadly in P15 losing one position. But that AI, it has everything you want. It is stubborn. It doesn't want to retire that easy. We have in the back our P4 runner, and the Aston Martin, to not cause any too much trouble, goes through the old layout there and goes rejoining back. No penalty there. And I believe goes to the pit lane to fix its damage. Quite interesting to see how the AI handles blue flags. That is something I've never seen in a league race to see myself. As the second Aston Martin retires, and there Lance Stroll slows down for the blue flag. And nicely done. As doing all that, we have missed Woolward taking the Ferrari, overtaking the Ferrari. 4P10. Second is still there, and that is Ricky Stanicki losing out. Those hearts are on their last life, and Woolward on the way fresher mediums. Andrew left the session. Andrew has already retired, but pardon me. Andrew left the session. And 4P9 now. Vicky Stanicki, I believe, has nothing in that car. He really is just keeping it all together to maybe do a hard soft compounds race. Could be possible. The laps are there. He just needs to be careful not to puncture any of those tires, as it's quite different this track to keep the car straight facing forward if a tire do puncture. As the barriers are still quite close to the edges of the track, so careful to not do too big of a mistake, or else you could see yourself at a wall and losing a wheel, not only puncturing it. Woolward follows through Ricky Stanicki. There's a yellow in sector 1. I don't see the cause of that. I believe there was the Alpine there. It's the second Alpine. Here we go. Getting overtaken by the Mercedes. Oh, it's not a battle. But the Ferrari knows that it might have a way through as well, following the Mercedes. The Alpine goes defensive for the Ferrari. Satin Petter looks for the inside, and oh, I think there's the Alpine gone. The Alpine has gone completely off. I believe the Ferrari, having been spooked by the Ferrari into the spook complex, making a mistake. So the Ferrari back into the battle for P9 now. I believe one stop is expected by these two cars as well here. Diego pits for his first stop of the race. Ricky Sadicki, a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. The only two cars currently I have penalties. It's an interesting one. I would have expected more, but these drivers are way better than you expect. So the league has high standards. So this is quite an important thing. So through the S's we go, watching the Mercedes defend for the Ferrari. Diego comes back behind these two with a 13-second gap. Ricky Sadicki comes out behind the Haas. Having to drink quite a few times, my throat does feel a little sore. Frankie still following Petrocam. This battle here has also been gone, I believe, for nearly all of the race. Because they are on the same strategy. They have put at the same time and all. This is, I say the same strategy. They've put at the same time, gone for different tire compounds, which could help Frankie in the end of the race. As Ricky Sadicki goes past his teammates. That's not his teammate. He's going past. It is his teammate, but wasn't for position here. This is not a position battle. That is our way around. That is from his jump, lapping him. So it's okay. Interesting that the teammates are absolutely not playing the team game. They are slowing each other down through blue flags. I believe I saw the Haas behind getting overtaken by Ricky Sadicki. That was a 10-second penalty. Speeding in the pit lane. Satin Petter follows through as well. And I believe with that penalty, will he be able to serve it? No, he is not serving it. He is not allowed to serve it, so he will have a 10-second penalty to his lane, which will absolutely make this really good. Interesting, the Mercedes gone on the soft. The Ferrari goes on the mediums. Doesn't want to risk too much. There is Ricky. That is not Ricky. That's first jump. Ricky Sadicki is behind. Oh, huge! Whoa! Who was that? Who has been involved? That's a full safety car. Oh, that is the car in the background gone. That was Runner, I believe, involved in that. Huge incident. Huge. And Ricky Sadicki is out of the race. Hopefully he does have a direct drive wheel, because that looked like a heavy impact. In real life, that would have even cost a red flag, I believed. Lance Stroll pits to come out in P14 back to where he started. An absolutely amazing race by the AI here. Lance Stroll showing everyone how it's done. Not fixing that damage. Too good to do that. Too good to do that. Lance Stroll, absolutely amazing driver. Comes out of pit lane. Will the Red Bull make it? The Red Bull just didn't make it, so has to stay behind Lance Stroll. Yellow flag, obviously. Here's where the crash happened. Turn 1, incredible. I just saw it on the corner of the screen. The Racing Bull and the Alpine just absolutely being sent to the barrier. And Lance Stroll, I believe the next lap will be up into P14. Lance Stroll, absolutely amazing so far. We have our leaders pitting as well. Chris Racing stops in now. There's the Kick stopping in now. Just above us the podium. That's actually interesting to see. Comes out in a respectful P1. Wilhelm now to come out in P2. Yes, first jump has pitted. Where is the second McLaren? What is their strategy call? Absolutely understandable. Going into the pit lane here for the final time, unless last safety comes out, which, knowing the craziness of Suzuka, could definitely still happen. But the drivers here absolutely pushing it to the limit. We might not see a third safety car, second safety car after a clean 30 laps after a crazy start of the race. There's the safety car and the McLaren leading off, the Chrome McLaren. Interesting that the game lets you choose two different liveries, as Chris Racing is running the silver McLaren, as PFM21 is running the classic normal McLaren livery. Something I have to say, it's quite actually nice to see that the game does let you do that, but PFM doesn't seem to have an amazing race. But now with the safety car, am I seeing this correctly? First jump has gone on the hard compound. First jump is the 2 stops in, and he decided the hard compound are the way to go, even though it is shown that the softs can make it to the end, no issue. Basically everybody took that safety car. Actually, Diego Blackshark was quite early in the pit, so he even jumped the safety car a little bit. But this will be quite a long safety car. We'll have to wait for every car to catch up to the queue, and there are cars still in Sector 1. So there'll be a few laps until we see the safety car go in. I believe it will be around 2 to 3. We might even have 4 laps of safety car. Hopefully not too long, but the race is long enough to still have amazing action tonight. Yes, going through lap 2 of the safety car, no change so far. One thing that we could see during the safety car, as drivers do get a bit eager, and as fatigue does settle in, we might see some mistakes on the safety car, in sense of as the safety car goes quite slow, we might see cars being a bit more on the brakes, in a sense, to keep the temperatures up. We could start to see maybe drivers starting to make drivers just getting out of focus and maybe going into the back of someone. It hopefully won't happen, but I've seen things like that happen throughout my career of commentating. F1 really is quite a joy to watch. League racing is quite a joy to commentate and watch over, but all sense of hell can break out doing anything. So, doing any safety car period. So, we have to see how it plays out today in the second long safety car stint. Going through spoons, we still have another lap of safety, I believe. As there's still 2 groups and a Williams having to catch up. That's the Williams of Irokyo, I believe. Let's have a look. It isn't. Whose car is that? It is the Williams of Diego, somehow being half a lap that away. Interesting. Yeah, look at the gaps. It is quite an interesting safety car. If the blue flag rule does apply, Petricam should be able... No, Petrocam hasn't caught up yet. Satin Penna is not as... Satin Penna is a lapped car here. He should be able to be allowed to unlap himself, if I recall correctly. If not, he might become a bit of a hazard, in the sense of he is between Hermanos and Chris Racing. That is an interesting stance. San Penna, obviously after the race start, was down in last place after an incident, and he has got himself up into P9 ahead of Warwood, who he was fighting, who I believe with that safety got caught just lapping just a little bit down in P12. We could see the safety car maybe coming at the end of this lap with the 2-car group of the Haas and the Red Bull do catch. If not, we have to wait for the Williams to catch Diego Sim driver. Lap 38 out of 53. We are getting close to the end of the race here. To the dying stage of the race. The safety car brought the cars back close together. But will that be enough to see an incredible race? Having to make sure that I didn't accidentally not unmute myself. Pardon me, we're back. Safety car out another lap. Oh, safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap as the group that we had caught. The Williams will have to catch up as it's the McLaren taking it away. That was an amazing launch by the McLaren, absolutely catching the Ferrari off guard. And because Ferrari is on the bad here, it caught Hernandez very much off guard. Hernandez is going to get passed very soon as the Ferrari is being shown the blue flags. There we go, slow us down. So does the VCAP, so does the Mercedes. A few blue flags being shown. So P10. Oh dear, what is going on here? What? Wow. Oh dear me, that V-Cup absolutely risked it and took the cake there. Incredible. Up at the P10 running. He is back up and running a little bit up in this race. Senpenna got himself into a comfortable P9. That's of course the issue. There's a few blue flags happening all around. Walworth has been taken off guard by the blue flag. There's a bit of a lockup fully happened between the V-Cup of running and Irokio follows through. There's Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll is gone. No, Lance Stroll retires of the Japanese Grand Prix, and it's tears. It's tears, dear viewers. It's tears. We have lost the driver of the day here in Japan in lap 39 out of 53. That is a moment of silence for Lance Stroll. As we're now through the final chicane of Ironin, leads off this little battle here between Irokio and Wolver at the back. They both have penalties. There's a Red Bull, slightly bit involved there, but that's a Red Bull of Diego Blackshark, who is slightly involved in this here as well. But he's getting all the cars in front of it are getting shown the blue flags, and if you do go past 3, there it is. If you go past 3, blue flag stands as 10-second penalties. For Walworth and Irokio, they both don't want to gift it up. Because I think there's a car behind as well. Oh, the Mercedes really doesn't like to be behind. Through Dagger's 1. The Mercedes really make a mistake through there. Up in P4, that is McLaren getting caught himself back to the Alpine. We saw these two battles start of the race, but because of that interesting tire choice by the Alpine, we might see the McLaren have a clear advantage to the podium instead of Forrest jump here in P3. Going down the back straight, the McLaren makes himself visible in the mirror. Does he look through 130R? He is there. Oh, nearly getting caught up on the curb. But he's looking again for the inside of the hairpin of the chicane. Oh, they're side by side, still there. Wow. And there's a yellow flag. That's the Mercedes of Walworth slowing down. That's still here up in front for the podium position. The Alpine absolutely refuses towards turn 1. And it's the McLaren keeping the lead of the race. Let's have a look what happened to the Mercedes. I believe it's just slowed down slightly bit in the back straight, and Forrest jump up in front, just having lost out. Those softs were the right call in my book, in my belief, that those softs are doing the trick for the cars. Pardon me, that was me again. Having disconnected something by accident. Towards the happen. It is PFM 21 getting himself back up to the podium. It's a double McLaren podium so far. McLaren will be absolutely ecstatic for this. We will run through the championship order after this race, as McLaren has already a clear advantage, and with this race it will only be clearer. As for P6, Petrocam and Diego Blackshark this time, as Frankie started to lose out after that second safety car. And let's have a look what their Haas does. He is in good contention to fight the Red Bull up in front. 11 laps to go in this long Japanese Grand Prix. In the back we have a bit of squirming around, not for position, so yeah, maybe with blue flags. Petrocam, oh dear, having a bit of internet issues. What is going on? The alien overlord wants him, but he still makes it stick. Oh, the Red Bull nearly being pushed out wide, as that Haas is having a bit of a, as Dr. House would call it, a bit of a stroke. But it does seem that on paper they got past. Hopefully that won't be a bit too big of an issue for the Red Bull driver, as it does seem a bit unusual to see a car twitching around on the track like that. On the main straight it was quite noticeable the way the car started turning left, sharp lefts. Hopefully it won't be too big of an issue. It seems to be fixed now. Just it was the proximity of the Red Bull, so it was a bit dangerous for them. Diego Blackshark still close enough to maybe have a look back this lap around. So the leaders are already about to cross the finish line. They are flying in tonight's race. Does show how much practice does in a race like this. Diego Blackshark follows through. P6 with half a second gap. Oh dear, through the chicane. There was a good exit by the Haas, and Red Bull doesn't seem to be able to fight that enough towards turn 1. The Haas leads off so far in P5. Forest jump in the front keeps it about the 1 second gap to the McLaren. I believe they're just looking to catch that McLaren off guard. Those softs will make it easy to keep the grip running, but that was obviously a slight mistake there. The moment we saw the McLaren on screen, he's gone slightly bit wide on the exit curb there and losing at the rear. That's a bit dangerous, as of course a mistake like that can cost up from a few tenths to the absolute race if you do spin out and maybe hit the barrier. Up in the back, I have to say, this race still has all the potential to absolutely break a few legs here in the back. Irokyo, no assist, and Warward fighting for P11. It is outside of the points here, but it isn't for much, but it's for the honor, as some people do say. To the 130 complex, here we go. Fast left-hander. First jump, still 8 tenths. With Diego Blackshark, half a second. Will the battery be enough for the Red Bull? Seems like he's charging, so no attack spree so far. Down towards turn 1 and 2. Nicely done so far, all clean. We are coming to the final stretch of the race. 7 laps to go. Pardon me, 8 laps to go. I can't count. I can't count, pardon me. Diego follows Petrocam through the Dignas. As Irokyo up very close, also through the Dignas. Ooh, the Mercedes on the back nearly makes a mistake. Has a bit of gravel on the tire, making a bit of a line, drawing on the track, but does seem to make a fine look here for the inside. The Williams nearly. The Mercedes could have a look for the down under. He has the nose nearly on the outside there. And Mr. Williams places that car perfectly. That the Mercedes goes for the outside onto the grass. Still there, the nose is there. The Mr. Williams goes to fence and through spoon. Wow. That was incredibly close through 230R and towards 130R. What? Whoa! They're nearly making a 3 wide. As the Mercedes still behind is all over the wazoo behind the Williams, but didn't manage to find a way past. But this could be it here. This could be a double overtake even for the Mercedes. This could be a 3 wide moment for all these cars here. As towards turn 1, they are side by side. The Williams are still there. Oh, slightly the contact. But the Mercedes keeps the traction on the outside and is up into P12. Let's have a look at the penalties. It is, well, between 20 and 13 seconds. So, Warward got himself on track up into P12. But he is theoretically still last place with that big penalty. Lap 46 out of 53. And Forrest Jump has absolutely made a good gap back to the McLaren. By the end of the race, we could still see that Alpine have a very realistic shot to the podium. Chris, again, absolutely checked out after the safety car. And clean drive by the McLaren. He has shown absolutely great potential for the entire race, showing no signs of weakness. But here we go for the podium. The Alpine goes for the inside and goes past before the corner starts, making it easy. Making it look easy with the DS. And oh dear, the McLaren has nearly lost the rear end on the exit of turn 2, but here through the S's, that is the speed of the leaders. The Alpine, even though being on a hard compound, is very comfortable on those tires. I haven't seen the car have one snap yet, while the McLaren in the back has shown quite a few mistakes the past few laps. And it's Forrest Jump making it look easy back into P3 and pushing slightly, but there's a yellow flag. There's no assist out of the race. No assist, and it's a safety car. Safety car. Safety car for the end of the race. It's going to be a few laps of racing. What will happen? What's going to happen? What are the leaders going to do? I have to hide it for this one because it's going to be maybe the most crazy final laps of the race I will have ever seen. Deary me. How will this play out? What will the McLaren do? Do they have one more soft available? Goes into the pit lane. Chris. Hernanos. Forrest Jump. PFM. What tires? Another set of softs. Are those fresh softs? Indeed, they do look like a fresh set of softs. Or maybe a quality set of softs. Softs there. Softs for the second McLaren. Slightly stop there. There is one more set of softs. Everyone pits. It's going to be one final race. One final short sprint race before the end of the race. And it's absolutely incredible. Absolutely breathtaking what is going on here for the end of the race. It is Chris obviously coming back out into the lead with an easy stop. Hernanos in P2. Forrest Jump clean in P3. Also now the fresh soft. So he's made that overtake on hards, and now he, if he needs to, I believe has also one more set of softs. Don't think that will be needed, but Yeah, he has one if needed. While everyone has, I think, got a quali set of softs. There's a drive-through taken by a driver. I didn't see the name there. So, if the cars don't catch up to lap 50, I believe the game will say safety car in the end of lap 50. Doesn't matter what conditions. Now slide the brake, the calm before the storm, as people would say, in this long Japanese Grand Prix. And it's been nothing less than absolutely incredible here in Cockpit Racing. Season 6, we are currently in round 3, and if this is a racing that we see at the start of the season, I will absolutely be ecstatic to see how the rest of the season will look like. Through the final corner, the safety car goes through, starting lap 49 with Chris in the lead of the race. Chris has left the session. Chris, in a shocking turn of events, his game crashed, or EA is having issues. He is not in. He is not driving. What has gone there about for Chris? Can he bring it back? Can he join back the game? That would be an absolute heartbreak if EA or the game take away his win after 1.5 hours and nearly 2 hours of driving. That would be a heartbreak to see that 2 hours of his day gone for nothing. Chris is back. Chris is back. Every televiewer, he is back. Warride retired from the session. As I believe 1 more lap if no one catches, and then it will be safety car in no matter what. Two spoons. Look at the Mercedes AMG safety car, the Black Series. An absolute beautiful car, to be said. I do like what cars the F1 FIA chose for the safety cars. The Aston Martin also not a bad car, but I really like the sporty look of the safety car. Of course, compared to these cars, that safety car looks slow as heck. But don't be tricked. I've seen that thing drive around Monza. That thing is speedy. That thing has a lot of power under the bonnet and has a lot of speed. So compared to the F1 cars, that looks slow. And of course, these cars are specifically made to be the pinnacle of motorsport. But that Mercedes cannot be disregarded as a slow car. That was a very little TED talk about the safety car, as this will definitely be the final lap anyway, as the last car, the Williams Irocchio, no, it's Diego again. Diego doesn't like to be in the safety car queue. He seems to spice. He wants to be different, I believe. You know, as the motivational quote says, follow your own path, not what everyone else does. And I believe he's taking it quite a bit too seriously, as in a situation like this, you do kind of want to be with the rest of the grid. But he has a few quarters to go. But in about the happen, I believe he will have caught up to the grid. Through the Dagness. Careful to not go too far, too wide, too fast, too slow. Just careful to keep the car out on track. With 4 laps to go, you really do not want to make a mistake. Now would be a terrible time to make a mistake. There's the rest of the group. Down there's the Williams of Irocchio. And he slows down. He's slowing down. I see that. That will be that. Ooh. That will be discussed, I think, the stewards. Is he trying to manipulate the safety car by one more lap. He just slowed down. No, he just slowed down. Okay. He's back up with the grid. That was a weird slowdown, but it is what it is. And it will be the McLaren of Chris taking it away for the second time out of the 3 safety cars. Absolutely amazing restart by Chris there, gapping Hernandez enough to not have a dangerous overtake opportunity towards turn 1. 51 out of 53, close to the end. In the back, first jump is close, but not close enough to Hernandez. All on the same tires, all on the same strategy, all everything same. It is a sprint, final few laps of the race. Look at Hernandez's defense to first jump. First jump is absolutely at the end of the kick Sauber. He wants that last final advantage. Oh, there's a mistake by Chris. Oh, Chris is off. Chris is off. No. Chris rejoins in P4. Chris is off. And now Hernandez is the lead of the race. Oh, dearie me. But first jump is right there in the back as well, off the kick Sauber, through spoons, following. Incredible racing here in the final few laps of the Japanese Grand Prix, through the back straight. That's the kick Sauber leading, with first jump right on the tail end. Then PFM in the podium position, there's a blue flag with the Ferrari. He goes out the way. Chris drops out to P4, the Alpine on the rear end of the kick. The chicane towards the final straight, towards the main straight for the second to final time. Oh, DS available this lap. And the kicks up, goes offensive. The Alpine looks for the inside, makes himself visible, goes back to the racing lane, follows through turn 1, now 2. Diego Blackshark, he pits. He has pitted, I believe, some sort of damage. Might not be a retirement, maybe not. He will bring it to the end. But for the lead of the race, this could be a three-way battle. The McLaren of PFM is right there. Chris caught up as well. Going through Dunlop, now through Degnus. Second to final time. No mistakes are to be done. Every mistake will cost a fortune, as Chris figured it out the last lap. The kick Sauber charges his battery through the hairpin. How much space the Alpine have? We will need the telemetry for this. 60%. Up in front 40%. This is incredible. The Alpine saved that way more battery. 50% here he uses. So does the Alpine. In the back, same amount of battery. But Chris is out of it. Wow. Oh, wow. 2S 130R. So close together. 2S in chicane. The Alpine might have way more battery than the kick Sauber up in front. They have front end to rear diffuser. Final lap of the race starts now. Forest jump, fastest lap, PFM, fastest lap. The Alpine goes for the outside, takes the lead of the race in the final lap. Through turn 1, he is in the lead. The kick Sauber in P2. The McLaren of PFM follows through in P3. Wow, through the S's. The Alpine swallows all over the place into turn 4, 5. Now turn 6. Careful of the rear ends. Don't overheat it too much. But the first jump has kept it clean through sector 1. Not long to go, Alpine. Not long to go. You can do it, says his race engineer probably. In the back, the kick Sauber. Oh, Chris nearly makes another mistake. He's all over the place. He is pushing absolutely everything he can. No team orders, no papaya rules. PFM could defend that position, that P3. Forest jump. Half a second. He is not safe. He is not safe at all. Through spoons. Hernandez really needs to find that half a second if he wants to get back to the lead. PFM does need to be careful of Chris behind. Chris goes slightly bit wide. Careful not to get a penalty. He has a few still up his sleeve. But 2S 130R. Hernandez for the jump for the final time. He goes, he charges battery, he wants to be safe through the chicane for the final time. The Alpine, he may have done it with an incredible strategy. Goes for the final corner to cross the line to win in Japan. And with the fastest lap, Hernandez at P2 and PFM takes the final podium spot. And Chris, with a mistake at the end of the race, drops out of the podium, and that must be devastating. That must hurt a lot. But Forrest jumped an absolutely exquisite race at the end, an absolutely perfectly strategized race to finish in P1 to win. Absolutely incredible. And in the back, we will run out through the order there. But wow, what an end to the race. What a sprint end. Absolutely amazing. That is, wow. Need to breathe here. As absolutely deserved by Forrest Jump. That was incredible. At first, might have looked grim for the lead as Chris checked out, but that third safety car was the downfall of that McLaren. Incredible by the Alpine driver. He fully deserves this win. Hernano was the sprint winner last time out in China, who had to retire at the end of the race for puncture in the full feature race, and this time loses out the win on the final lap. Must be a bit spicy there as well for him, but that was an incredible racing. And PFM 21 keeping his calm to finish in P3. All three of the drivers deserve those positions. Race winner, Forrest Jump, absolutely deserved. With the fastest lap on the final lap as well. Driver of the day goes to Diego with an incredible strategy at the end coming through. Most overtakes also goes to Diego with that clean strategy. And Diego seems to be also the cleanest driver on the grid. So let's run you down the top 10. Forrest Jump wins with Hernandez following through. PFM 21 in P3. Chris racing in P4 with Patrick M in P5. Frankie in P6 following just closely the whole time. Diego in P7. Diego Black Shark in P8. Sant Penna after a terrible race start in P9. And Ronin in P10. And wow. That was the race here in Japan, 100% race with an ending surprise sprint. Whew, that is amazing. That is the joy of racing right there in those final laps. But don't tune out yet. We will have an interview with our top 3 drivers. As welcome to League Racing. I'm not a member of a league. Pardon me, I'm choking on my own drink here. As I'm trying to regain that glimpse of voice that I really should need. As that was our race here in Cockpit Racing. But as I said, not done yet. We will have our interviews with our top 3. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see who we will have first. Here we are in the commentary box. We will switch back to our race start, to our music here. I'm going to turn it down. Here we go. So, well, we want first on the commentary and interviews.
Grazie.
As it's Hernano, P2, kick Sauber. Absolutely amazing race by you. I have to say that was beautiful done. Sad to see that you lost it out on the final lap. How was your race?
Well, basically, I have no pace in this track. Chris was more fast than me. I think 1-2 cent a lap. So after 5 laps, I say to myself, try to catch the second position today. So I try to do my best. I try to do no much errors, clean race, and in the last restart, Chris did do a mistakes, and I try to get the first position, but Forrest was faster than me, and in the last DRS catch me and overtake me.
So yeah, throughout the start of the race, Chris did seem to have checked out. And were you happy with your position at the start of the race till the third safety car?
To me,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm happy with that. Not much more to do for me today.
All right. Do you have any final words to round off your interview, Hernano?
Sorry, I don't.
Any final words to round up your part of the interview?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Want to have any final words? Any final thoughts?
No, thanks.
Alright, so that was our P2 Hernano in the kick Sauber after an amazing race. Sad to see that losing out on P2, losing out
Thank you.
the second fight lap. So we will go to Pierre Francesco, our P3 runner in the McLaren. Tell us your thoughts throughout the entire race.
Okay, yes, thanks for the interview. First of all, thanks for the live streaming. And let's say my race was divided into two parts. Because in the first half, until let's say I broke my front wing thanks to, as always, lap cars that get in the way and don't behave like they should, I was struggling. And I was actually struggling. On some laps, I did the same times as Hernanes, but in the major T, I was losing those 2 or 3 times that were putting me off, let's say. And after the pit, when I put the mediums again, I started pushing, and I actually started feeling comfortable with the car, with the track. I really felt fast, let's say, fast, but mostly consistent. And the 2 safety cars have helped, of course, because otherwise I would have finished before for sure. And even on the soft tires, I was lapping, I believe, in a really good way, because let's say I think you saw that ahead of me and even Fort Jump and Hernanos, there were lots of cars, lots of lap cars, and those actually were obviously an issue, because there were more cars to overtake for us, and especially me, because I was the last of the league group, let's say. But I think without those lap cars, I could have battled with, I believe, Hernanos, who was second, because I actually gained some time on him, but we were mostly on the same pace. And then in the final laps, I tried to keep it calm and keep it consistent, and it actually worked. Too bad for my teammate, because he was doing a really great race. He was dominating, but it's still good points on my side.
Absolutely. How did it feel seeing your teammate fall just out of the win in the final lap and having him behind you?
Well, yeah, on one side I gained the podium thanks to that, but on the other side, it's not good, because he actually really deserved it. He was the fastest tonight. But, well, I was unlucky with the lap car, and I guess he was unlucky with that mistake. So I guess one time it happens to me, one time happens to the others. So too bad it happened to him. yeah, that's what I can say. Maybe next time I will be the lucky one.
That's what racing is. You never plan how it goes.
Yes.
Congratulations on a P3. Do you have any final words?
Uh, Not actually a good result, actually, especially because of the first half, how the half of the race was unfolding, and yeah, it's a good result after all. Thank you.
All right, and that was our third place runner, PFM21, also known as Pier Francesco. So
Yes.
thank you, and now to Forest Jump, our race winner, absolutely star driver tonight. Tell us your thoughts. I mean, it must have felt amazing that final few laps.
Hello, mic is working.
It is.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go. We cooking. Amazing race. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Chris should have won the race, but yeah, unlucky. He hit the curb of death. Yeah, was quite a good race. I mean, whenever I was catching the guys ahead, the safety car came out. So it was kind of unlucky for me, but in the end, got lucky again. So yeah, good race.
Do you have any thoughts on when you were battling? You were pretty much battling constantly throughout and staying in the DS zone. How did that feel in the end, getting past the drivers that at first was so difficult?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. How should I say it? Yeah, in the end, it was tight. To be honest, I thought like Chris would have given Hernando the arrest, and then it would be impossible to pass. But yeah, we know what happened to Chris. Unlucky mate. Yeah, I'm happy.
Well, that is everything we need to hear. Incredible race win at the end after a 100% race like that. How exhausted do you feel after that?
It's okay. I like 100% races. Sometimes I do 4 a day, but yeah. So yeah.
4 a day.
Yeah, 4 a day. I mean, like half a year ago was like streaming a bit, and then I did like 4 a day, but that was the maximum I could do, and then I would like die. But yeah,
So you were
100%
prepared.
races. Yeah, kind of. I love them. They're really fun. Keeps you more racing.
That is, I mean, a passion for racing never dies out. Well, incredible for you. I think you already gave us your final thoughts, but like, if you like to round up the interviews here, what would you like to say?
Thanks for streaming. Thanks for the interview and great racing, guys. I mean, it's amazing to race against some dudes on your pace, like Hernanos and Pierre and Chris. Yeah, amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, as we have
Thank you.
our top three here talking together.
Half race, 100%.
Yeah, now entering the weekend, we can all relax. You were the top 3 drivers tonight. Absolutely deserve of a rest. So thank you so much for all of you. I will see you all in Bahrain next week. Normal race, no sprint, no 100%, a 50% race. So looking forward to that, and enjoy this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As those were our top 3 drivers finishing the race tonight, but of course I have my own final words that I would like to say to the end of the stream. We will run for one final time through the Drivers' Championship drivers standings that I couldn't do at the start of the race because of one-shot quali. It is Chris Racing, who was leader of the championship entering this round, but the first jump taking the win tonight will definitely take that crown back for the start for now. Of course, round 3 out of 20, it's still all to be played for. Andrew, sad to say tonight was not his race to be played, and Hernando might take that 3rd place. Pier Francesco, as you see, the second McLaren, PFM 21, will maybe jump Andrew as well, so it might be first jump Chris, Hernando, Pierre Francesco, and then from the rest of this, Kelsey, who didn't drive tonight, running, will gain a few points. Second panel with P9 finish will also gain a few points as well. No Saber wasn't here. Petrocam had a good finish in P6 with Warward, who sadly retired as well, might not get. Diego Black Shark had a good race tonight as well, getting a few points. Zeno didn't finish tonight. Mitrandir also didn't finish. We had a few non-finished drivers, so a top driver standings will change. Then going through the team standings, McLaren will absolutely still take the top, running away a little bit with P3 and P4. That's still a good points finish by McLaren drivers, with Alpine with the win, of course, of first jump, taking a good leap of points as well, keeping Alpine still a good contention, with Kicksauber Hernanos getting good points there in P2, but with Andrew not being able to get a points finish tonight, Alpine will have a bigger jump. Ferrari will have a good points finish with Set Penna, so a few points there as well. Visa, Kasha, both cars finishing the points tonight with a good result. And the Haas drivers had a good result tonight as well. Red Bull, on the other hand, was sadly a bit in shambles tonight. Didn't manage to complete the race. Mercedes had a bit of issues at the end, with the final retirement being in the final laps. Williams, the Williams driver, one driver finished, that one had to retire. And Aston Martin with Captain Teamless, supposed to be in Stroll's car, not being able to drive. He was there, something has happened, he couldn't drive. And Lance Stroll did a Lance Stroll. I have to say, Lance Stroll was my favorite of the race until he retired. My personal driver of the day was there, and sadly he had to retire, so that vote goes to nowhere. Aston Martin will get a few points tonight, I believe, with the second driver finishing, I believe was P8 if I'm not mistaken, so Aston Martin will have a few points up the name as well. This was the race tonight in Cockpit Racing Season 6, 7th November, Japan, as you see it down the screen. Tonight was a 100% race with the blue marker. Tomorrow, next week, will be Bahrain, 4th November, with no marker. So it will be a normal feature race, 50% length. So looking forward to that with a race like tonight. I was a commentator, Captain Foxy, and so with that, I will say goodbye to all of you, wishing you a good night and wishing a good start to the weekend. Good morning, good day, good evening, good night, whoever you are, and hope to see you again in this league tonight, in the F1 Cockpit Real Racing League, with only the best of the best, with no assist and no anything. Good night.